I really hate how a large segment of society sees therapy as just like playing the victim and like as like a way to blame your parents for things and like not make changes in your own life. In my experience, that is just so the opposite of what therapy really is. And also, a lot of times, like people who say things like that, they are the people who are running from accountability. But like a trigger came up for me yesterday that has just led me to realize again, just like in a new way, that I have been spending more of my life in basically a state of fawn than I ever realized. And the thing with fawning is that like I started that pattern as a little kid because I had no option to fight or flee. And so it's like I developed this response to danger that was basically attempting to accommodate the danger because I was helpless to actually like resist the danger or get away from it. And so I have then spent my adult life where I have had autonomy and did have power, but like my brain didn't fully realize it. So all I knew to do was still just to accommodate people who I should have been setting boundaries with, which is very true for like my stepdad, for example. Like I just a couple of months ago set a boundary with not hugging him, and I have really disliked him and felt nauseated by him touching me in any way, shape, or form from like at least the time I was like 10. So it's like mind blowing to me that it took me that long to like realize that I should set a boundary and that I could. But at least for some of us, that's what happens when you grow up in an environment where you become traumatized and you aren't allowed to have any power or autonomy. Like kids who are raised that way, like they don't just wake up one day at 18 and then feel all empowered and like know how to handle things. And it is on me that I should have learned those skills sooner. I should have done therapy sooner because I did have power that I didn't recognize that I had. However, doing therapy is what I'm doing to empower myself. It is not at all what I am doing to remain a victim. But part of how I find my power is by realizing that I have felt disempowered my whole life because of the conditions of how I was raised. That that is the conditioning that my brain developed under, and that unlike a lot of other adults, I never really woke up and went, "Oh, I can actually have some power here. I can use my voice. I can say no." And so, yeah, part of me learning how to empower myself does require looking back at how I was raised and going like, "Man, that was really screwed up that I was made to believe that I was helpless and that it was like hurtful or wrong or bad to speak my needs or to even have needs to begin with." But me acknowledging that is not me playing the victim. That is me looking at things realistically and then empowering myself today so that I can take responsibility for things in my life and actually manage things the way that I should manage them and not continue to just be an adult child basically forever. And honestly, like even in saying that, like I immediately think like I would want even young children to know that they were more empowered than I have felt for much of my life. If you stay to the end, you get to see my kitty. Say hi.